State. Let's start off with LSU at Ole Miss. Been a little disappointed in LSU offensively this year. There's the rumor out there about the Garrett Nussmeier injury. Brian Kelly alluded to it last week, I guess. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I believe that. It's nothing against LSU, Brian Kelly, or Nussmeier. I don't believe any of this injury stuff that we hear about from players. Like somebody start playing bad, all of a sudden he's playing through an injury. Very disappointing, very underwhelmed in LSU's offense so far this year. Now, they did put up 1 million points this past week against the Tomato Can, but it's going to be a different story this week on the road against Ole Miss. So for me, when I look at these two teams, that's been kind of the story so far this year. Nussmeier was listed as everybody's top 5 in terms of returning quarterbacks in college football this season. He was on preseason Heisman list, whole deal. And it's just been disappointing, whether it's because he was injured or not, or battling through an injury or not, regardless of the reason, the reality on the field is that the LSU offense has not really wowed anybody so far this season. Offense also the story for Ole Miss, but in the opposite way. I've been extremely impressed with what I've seen from Ole Miss this year on the offensive side of the ball. They lost a lot off of last year's team, and because they rely so heavily on the portal, Ole Miss just isn't a place that can recruit inside the top 10 from high school year in and year out. So they have to supplement their roster to a large degree through the use of the portal. And Lane Kiffin, to his credit, is kind of like the portal whisperer. He seems to hit on an extremely high percentage of his portal picks there at Ole Miss over the last couple of years. But they lost Jackson Dart and a lot of production off that offense. And not that I expected Ole Miss's offense to be bad this year, but I did expect it to take a step back. Well, that hasn't been the case. They start the season with Austin Simmons at quarterback. He gets hurt. They put in this guy that literally nobody's ever heard of, this Trinidad Chambliss, and he goes nuts, and you're like, okay, well, let me see that again. So then the following week, Trinidad Chambliss gets to start at quarterback, and he had over 400 total yards and 5 touchdowns, like 300 passing, 100 rushing, 4 or 5 total touchdowns. The guy's a human highlight machine. You know, that's where he started. Okay, who is this guy? Where'd they get this guy from? They got him from the portal, of course, out of a Division II school, Ferris State. It's just amazing how Lane Kiffin's able to find these people and then get them up to speed offensively in such a short period of time. But he looks like the real deal. It was announced yesterday that he's going to get the start again this week at home against what will be the best defense he's seen all year in LSU. If I've been a little disappointed in LSU offensively, I've been impressed with what I've seen from them defensively. Blake Baker takes over defensive coordinator there, and we're seeing the results immediately on that LSU defense. That's sort of been what's been holding them back, especially if you look back at the Jaden Daniels Heisman year. Just no defense at all. That's not the case. They've got one of the best defenses in all of college football this season. So, to me, the most interesting matchup in this game is going to be Lane Kiffin's offensive mind versus Blake Baker's defensive mind. And how does the LSU defense, can they limit Ole Miss offensively? Can they keep this game from turning into a shootout? Not that I don't think LSU can score points. I think they can. They haven't necessarily done it in a couple of big games this year against Florida and Clemson. They really struggled offensively in both of those games. It does seem like, though, that a high-scoring sort of back-and-forth shootout-type match would favor Ole Miss in this game. The one, they're at home, and two, that's kind of how they're built offensively, especially. And whereas LSU, with that really good defense, maybe try to slow the game down a little bit, try to limit possessions. So it's going to be interesting to me to see who wins that particular battle. Blake Baker, LSU defense, Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss offense, who sort of gets the better of who there. Home field advantage is obviously a huge deal in every college football game, particularly in this one. Ole Miss has a pretty good home field advantage. I wouldn't say it's anywhere near the best in the SEC, but LSU does have one of the best home field advantages, and they're playing there. So Ole Miss is getting an advantage by not having to play there, even if playing at Ole Miss might not be amongst the top 3 or 4 home field advantages in the SEC. At least you're not having to play. At least you're not having to play there. I don't trust Brian Kelly in games of this magnitude, and I do think this is a big game here. Early in the season in the SEC, you do not want to fall behind. Ole Miss already has an impressive SEC win over Kentucky. I say impressive. Kentucky's not a great team, but they won on the road. This is LSU's first SEC game, and it's hard for me to trust Brian Kelly in spots this big. Brian Kelly's a good coach. He wins 9 or 10 games a year in his sleep almost. He's been doing it for 15 years. has struggled in the moment over the majority of his career, and I just don't think LSU is going into Ole Miss and getting this win. Ole Miss is favored by about a point and a half, depending on where you look. So basically, they're telling you these two teams are even, and they're just giving Ole Miss a point and a half there for home field advantage. I've been extremely impressed with what I've seen from that quarterback, Trinidad James at Ole Miss, and I'll take Lane Kiffin in the matchup against Brian Kelly in terms of big games, head coaching, whatever you want to call it, and I'll take Lane Kiffin over Blake Baker, offense versus defense, Ole Miss versus LSU in that one. Give me Ole Miss to win and Ole Miss to cover. Now, the next game I want to talk about is Auburn and Texas A&M. Auburn's coming off of a heartbreaking loss last week on the road at Norman. A game they could have won. You could make the argument they should have won. There were some blown calls by the officials. There's no doubt about it. The SEC office, in a rare moment of honesty, actually came out that night or the next day and admitted that the officiating crew got the call wrong on that sort of, yeah, I think it's an underhanded thing that Oklahoma did, trying to potentially run the guy off the field, this sort of fake substitution play, which is against the rules in the SEC, but apparently the officials didn't know that or forgot that or whatever, so that is what it is. Now, while all that's true for Auburn and for Oklahoma, the reality is, in the end, it's still a loss for Auburn. And that's all that matters going forward. They cannot let what happened in Norman, or the bad calls, or whatever they want to call it, they cannot let that affect them heading into this week's game at Texas A&M. There are no breaks on this Auburn schedule. Having to play back-to-back road games is absolutely brutal. And they were so close to winning that first one. It stings. It has to. For Texas A&M, they already have a big win this season on the road at Notre Dame a couple of weeks ago. An unbelievable game that came down to the end. They hit the touchdown there in the corner of the end zone, or the 2-point, or whatever it was, to win that thing down there. It's unbelievable ending there on the road at Notre Dame. Texas A&M and second-year head coach Mike Elko, who I really, really like. Hugh Freeze, I don't like. I don't like him at all, actually. Now, I do think he's a pretty good offensive mind from just a football perspective. But my issues with Hugh Freeze are not necessarily related to his ability to be a football coach, but more or less the type of human being he is. I just don't like him as a person. His feelings with him. That's nothing really from this team football. Hugh Freeze at all. And he's fielded some pretty bad Auburn teams over the last couple of years, particularly on offense. They brought Jackson Arnold into the portal, and I don't like it. I don't think it's worked. I don't like Auburn's offense. They struggle to do anything well offensively. They can't run the ball outside of Jackson Arnold. And Coleman's an all-world talent. There's no doubt about it. But Jackson Arnold doesn't have the ability to get in the ball. Auburn's offensive line doesn't have the ability to protect Jackson Arnold. A lot of Auburn's best plays are pass plays where protection breaks down and Jackson Arnold has to run for his life. And to Jackson Arnold's credit, he's really good at that. The improvisation, sort of turning something, nothing into something. But that can't be a game plan. That's not an offensive philosophy. That's a mistake that you turn into something good. That's a negative that you turn into a positive. You don't practice that. That's not the game plan. There doesn't seem to really be a game plan. Their best pass play is for Jackson Arnold to kind of close his eyes and throw the ball 40 yards downfield and hope they can. Coleman can run underneath. And a couple of times a game, that seems to work. But I've just been very underwhelmed with what I've seen from Auburn this year offensively. Bad offensive line, bad quarterback play, can't run the ball outside of Jackson Arnold's scrambling ability. And I thought they were extremely lucky to even be in that game on the road at Oklahoma. Their defense kind of kept them in it, which was surprising because their defense didn't look good week one against Baylor. They went 600 yards to Baylor. Played a lot better last week on the road at Oklahoma. Can they do that 2 weeks in a row against the Texas A&M offense that is similar in a lot of ways to what Oklahoma likes to do? They've got a mobile quarterback who can make plays with his legs too. The difference is Texas A&M can run the ball. Oklahoma can't run the ball. They're a good team. I like Oklahoma. Mateer's a Heisman candidate. Hope his thumb surgery goes well and he gets back soon. Their defense is unbelievable. Might be the best defense in the SEC. But Oklahoma can't run the ball straight at all. They're pretty one-dimensional offensively. It's not the case with Texas A&M. They can run and throw. Spencer Reed's off to a great start at quarterback, 900 yards, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception through their first couple of games there. They've got a receiver of their own that's likely headed to the NFL at some point. He's got almost 500 yards already this year. 4 touchdowns, and they run the ball. They play good enough defense. I think it could be a little better. Obviously, defensively, there's a weakness for A&M. It might be the defensive side of the ball. I just think this is a tough ask of Auburn. Back-to-back weeks at Norman, now at College Station and Texas A&M, two what I think are top 15 teams in the country, potentially top 10 teams in the country in Oklahoma and A&M. And I think it catches up with Auburn this week. Texas A&M is a 6.5-point favorite at home. I think they win and cover that 6.5. Give me the Aggies over the Barn. All right, quick shout out to the good people over at Sleeper. They kind of sponsor this video today. Make sure you download the Sleeper app. Use promo code LOU.
Oh my God, he could have kept going. Jesus Christ.
Dollar for dollar, up to $100. If you deposit $100, they're going to give you an additional $100, courtesy of yours truly, Uncle Lou. Deposit 50, they give you 50. Have some fun watching the college football games this weekend. Download the Sleeper app today. It's America's #1 daily fantasy app on the market. And speaking of Sleeper, speaking of Auburn, Texas A&M, and speaking of Jackson Arnold, I have a play that I like on the Sleeper app. I hear you guys got the Sleeper app pulled up on your phone here. We're going to click college football at the top. And this is going to bring up a list of all the college football players in action this week. I'm going to click the little search icon. We are going to click up our boy, Jackson Arnold. There he is, Jackson Arnold. And we can see here his passing totals number is at 180.5 yards less. I do not trust Jackson Arnold's ability to throw the ball. Now, this is a little bit of a tricky play because they are going to do the thing where Jackson Arnold closes his eyes and just throws it 40 or 50 yards downfield to Cam Coleman. If he catches a couple of those, this 180 number could be in jeopardy. But I'm going to trust the Texas A&M defense. I'm going to take less than 180.5 passing yards for Jackson Arnold. Download the Sleeper app. You can play along with me or pick against me if you want to, or make your own selections over on the Sleeper app. You stack your selections over there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks, however many picks you want to make into a single play. You can win up to 1,000 times your money. Download the Sleeper app today. You'll be glad you did. All right, now the last thing I want to talk about today is probably the biggest game of the week, and I'm talking, of course, about Oregon on the road at Penn State. Boy, you talk about a couple of opposites here in terms of national perception of teams, right? You think of Oregon, what do you think about? Speed, flash, offense, high-level skill position players, a million uniforms, right? And then you think about Penn State. What do you think about? Defense, slow, grind it out, run the ball, no perimeter weapons from the beginning of time to now, it seems like. Where's the offense? One of the most iconic, but one of the most plain and bland uniforms in the history of college football, right? Just a total clash of styles in this game here. This was the Big Ten championship game a year ago, and although Oregon did win the game, that's the best I've seen Penn State play offensively in years. They scored a bunch of points in that game. You know, Penn State, of course, the sort of knock on Penn State and James Franklin is, yeah, they win 9 or 10 games every year, but then they lose to every top 10 team they play. They can't beat anybody in the top out of the top 10. And they always lose 17 to 10 or 13 to 6 or 20 to 14. They can't score. And that's generally been the case. Not the case in last year's Big Ten championship game between Penn State and Oregon, though. Penn State scored a ton of points. They threw the ball around some. That tight end had a really good day. He's, of course, gone now. Warren, the tight end for Penn State last year. They ran for almost 300 yards against Oregon last year. They did all of that, and it wasn't enough. Oregon won the game. Now, that was a neutral site game, Big Ten championship. This, a different story in Happy Valley. It's going to be a whiteout at night in prime time. This place is going to be an absolute zoo. Dante Moore will be making his first really hostile start of his career. He did play some at UCLA a couple of years ago, but let's be honest, he's never played a game of this magnitude on the road with a crowd like this. It's going to be a first for a lot of these people on Oregon's team offensively. Oregon's been an absolute bulldozer through the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season. They've yet to face any real competition. Of course, you can say the same thing about Penn State. We're going to talk about them in a minute. But Oregon's blown out everybody they played. They did play Oklahoma State, which is technically a Power 4 team and a Power 4 program. They beat them by 100. But we all know now Oklahoma State is probably the worst team in the Power 4. I mean, you're talking about them, UCLA, probably them and UCLA. But mean, they are really, really bad. They've already fired their head coach, Mike Gundy. So Oregon is yet to face any real competition, but they've blown everybody out. Penn State, on the other hand, also yet to face any real competition. They played 3 lower classification schools. They haven't played a single Power 4 opponent, and their offense has not impressed anybody at all. And this is. I didn't think this game could get any bigger for Penn State. You know, they made the playoffs last year. They made the Big Ten championship game last year. They even won a playoff game last year. But there's this cloud that hangs over Oregon, and honestly, they've earned it. They've earned the cloud. The lack of offense, the lack of explosive plays, the lack of playmakers on the perimeter in terms of skill position player, wide receivers, mainly, right? They lose every time they play one of these games, it seems. All of that stuff is true. Now, none of that makes Penn State a bad team or James Franklin a bad coach. That's where people sort of lose me with their argument. Oh, he's not any good. He keeps losing to top 5 teams. Well, if you're the 7th best team in the country every year and you lose to a top 5 team, that's kind of what's supposed to happen there. I don't think he's a bad coach. Penn State's clearly not been a bad team under James Franklin's watch over the last decade or so. But the specific knocks about him against the top 5, him in big games, the offensive problems that they've had at quarterback and wide receiver, those things are 100% valid criticisms and true. This is an opportunity for Penn State to put all of that to rest, at least for this season, because they're going to have to score. I love Penn State's defense. They're not holding Oregon to 10 points. That is not going to happen. Penn State's game plan cannot be to win this thing 17-10. That will not happen. They're probably going to have to score in the 30s to win this game. Drew Aller's back for his 100th year in a row. They raided the portal for wide receivers. They've got 2 of the best running backs in college football in Nick Singleton and Kaytron Allen. And the defense is loaded yet again. And even though they lost one of the best defensive coordinators from last year, Tom Allen, they replaced him with maybe the best defensive coordinator in Jim Knowles from Ohio State. There are all out of excuses or wait till next year arguments at Penn State. This has to be the year. Not that they win the national title. I don't think it's fair to ever say they've got to win it this year or else, they're never going to do anything. They've got to win one of these big matchups, and they really only have 2 opportunities during the season. They've got this game at home against Oregon, and they've got a game on the road at Ohio State later in the year. There's really nothing else Penn State can do in terms of their regular season schedule to dispel the sort of talking points about their inability to win big games. No matter how highly ranked or who else they play beyond those 2 teams, the public's perception of Penn State's schedule is, well, they only play 2 good teams. That's the perception. They've got to win one of them. They don't have to win them both, but they got to win one of them. And I think this is the one that they need to win because I don't think they're winning on the road at Penn State or at Ohio State later in the year. So they've got to find a way to win this game. I expect everything that Penn State has to offer to be on display in this game at home, at night, wide out, in Happy Valley, prime time, game day is there. If they've been holding anything back, now's the time. Because their offense up to this point at times has looked bad. The kindest way you could say it is vanilla, plain. They're going to have to show us something here in this game because Oregon's not messing around. Dan Lanning's got a lot of great qualities. He's a great recruiter. He's a great motivator. He's a great. He's great. He coaches players well.